Hey everyone, it's Graphic back with another video, and today we have actually a pretty cool video, and I want to show you guys a little bit more on this, but before we do so, you should notice here, as we score, my name is now Ronald underscore 474774. Why would that be, you may ask? Well, there's a big tournament, and this tournament is not just any tournament. It's a tournament I didn't believe I would be able to get myself into because I thought it was busy this weekend. So last minute, Chef sends a DM and tries to get people to join his team. This is actually 5:03 p.m. Eastern that he asks everybody to join up. That is 3 minutes after the have everybody ready mandatory time. So we went around and looked for any player that was willing to play in the tournament. My main goal during this tournament was to have fun. I didn't know I'd be playing in this tournament in the first place, so it'd be cool if I met or played against people I knew, as I know a lot of people in the pro scene or in the, competitive scene, but it's very, very rare that I would play somebody I really, really wanted to play, and that was, of course, the Beer Belly Boys. So with this pickup team in our first series, we actually beat Legion in our first game. So a great little start there. But before I want to go into game two, I want to show you guys some of the players I'm playing with. These are not professional rematch players. We are a pickup squad of ranked players that aren't even in the top ranks. So here you can see the guy's profile, one of the players we're playing with. He's a D+ profile with a current rank of Platinum Division 2 and just a 46% win rate. These are the players we're going to be playing with today. And I do want to say before we get too much farther into this video, I'm not coming after these players. We asked for players. They said they can play. I'm not coming after them. I just want you to understand the exact situation that we are in. So I'm not going to give you any names of the exact players and what ranks they are, but just giving you an idea of exactly what we had. So you can actually see I've been changing my character around a little bit to make him look a little bit different than what he usually looks like, because now we are playing against that original Beer Belly squad that we did really, really well with and got to top 4 during the Aura Farms tournament last weekend. So you see here A5 Bird, Juicy, Friend, and of course Phoenix. These are the players that we're going to be playing against, and they actually replaced me, and they replaced Rob. So I really wish we had a good team going into this, because I would love to actually, put up a good fight is what I'm thinking right now. But I'm like, okay, what's the worst that can happen? We're going to have some fun. We're going to see if we can put in some goals and, see where it goes from there. So let's get you guys straight into the actual game. So loading into this game, there's a couple things that I'm thinking. One, I have to be pretty much everywhere at all times. I know that I am going to be the main scorer, but I also know that, because these guys are, a little bit lower ranks, they're not going to know how to defend against people like Phoenix, and they're not going to know how to actually intercept some of these passes. So I have to be ready to kind of play everywhere at the same time. Chef actually gets a nice little push. He continues to push that ball forward, and Chef is probably one of our higher ranked players for sure. He plays ranked quite a bit, and he actually had a good opportunity right off the start. He tries to go high, and after that, I tried to calm to him that Friend is most likely not going to fall for anything high. He's a better goalkeeper than that. He's going to be reacting versus predicting, so you're not going to get him jumping too often. Here, I'm just trying to play that cross, and that's something I'm going to do a lot, is try to play that top box location. The top box is how most teams score, so if I'm there in every defensive play, I should be able to actually help out and stop them from scoring. So that's something you'll see a lot this game, is a lot of non-pressured balls getting thrown to nowhere. It's exactly like how Rob lost us last weekend. Again, no pressure. Take your time and get a good pass off. So here I have some decent defense. I'm able to intercept that ball. I'm able to tackle that ball, and we have some offense going. Well, we thought. The ball does get reset over to their side. I'm going to try to get over here and help out with the middle. It does kind of get reset out. Phoenix is going to pass that one over. I'm looking for a jump into the ball to see if I can block anything high. It does go low, and our goalie does get to that ball. But we do throw it away right away, and that's something, like I said, that happens quite a bit. We need to get better passes, and that's something I was trying to come to the team, is that, let's take our time. Let's try to get some passes that actually complete. Here I'm going to reset the ball because it's 0-0, 4 minutes left. We need a quick reset and give us some time to actually, kind of set up an offense. So that's exactly what I'm thinking here. I know that I talked to my team about kind of going to the corner, to a mid pass, and that's exactly kind of what I want to set up. But we don't seem to get that kind of opportunity much. So here I'm trying to just stay in the middle, give an opportunity to the top box, and that's exactly what we get. A nice little shot right into the top right corner of the box. Of the net. It wasn't even that great of a placement, to be honest. It's just when you are that close, I think Friend at that point is a little bit, trying to predict, because, he does dive the opposite way. So I was close enough that he had to kind of predict that one, I believe. But either way, a goal to start this. I did not think we would ever be up in this game, so I'm pretty happy about how we're playing right now. It seems like there's just been a couple missed passes or a couple mistakes, so it's not too bad yet. Well, there's more to come. So here I'm trying to get in front of that ball. A teammate does get beat, but the shot was a little high in dead center, so, we're going to be able to save that one every single time. I believe our goalie is ranked master, so that was, one of those things that is going to help quite a bit. That pass barely doesn't get through. It's one of those things where we are going to slowly get better and better on the offensive side of the ball. We're going to start to figure each other out as we've played basically 0 games together at this point. Another decent save. It was very, very close to the goalie that time, so it was a little bit too close. If they play that a little bit farther out of the box, they have a better chance against our goalie most likely. Here I'm looking for the cross, but we have a misconnection here on the side, so I'm not going to get that pass in the top box. So we are now still up 1-0, 3 minutes left. I'm just thinking play our game, and that's all we have to do, and we can actually win this game. So I'm going to continue to try to help this top box. You can see this ball is coming in. If I put some pressure here in the top box like I just did, I'm going to win that ball. I'm going to pass it over. I missed the pass just barely to Chef. Chef, though, is going to be able to challenge it. Does lose the ball possession, though. They're going to send this one over across, and we're actually going to give him a free opportunity to shoot, it seems. Unfortunately, this one does ricochet off one of our players and go straight into the net. So this is something that is just unfortunate. We should have pressured him a lot earlier as he started sprinting or, using his extra effort into the middle of the box. You got to get up there and use your defensive stance, get in front of that ball. Just something that a lot of these players are just not used to at their ranks. But it's all good. It's 2 minutes, 30 seconds left. We have a 1-1 game right now, so it's all tied up. As long as we take our possession and make the most of it, we should be okay. Here I'm going to get the ball in the middle of the box. Not sure what to really do. Kind of an awkward situation. Maybe should have back passed because that shot is never going to go in. I tried to play it off the side, though, to give us an opportunity for a putback, but Chef was not in the position for that, so really just a bad opportunity missed there from me. But again, not too bad. For the most part, everything's playing just okay. I'm a little nervous on these situations, right? When I have 3 guys that I don't know much about playing that far up, and then me playing, that aggressive up front. But the ball does just barely miss me up front, or that could have been a shot on the goal. Here we're going to try to get back on defense again. Minute 50 left, and they're looking for some more offense. They've missed a couple of their passes so far, so thankfully, they've had a little bit less opportunities than they usually would. Right now, though, again, they're spreading us out. We're going to have a box formation on offense. I'm going to get a nice pass deflection, and there we go. We get the ball back. So here, we have a good pass back to our goalie. Goalie's going to pick that one up, and he can send it down to me with a missile, but we haven't practiced those, so I'm not even going to call for missiles this game, to be honest. We're going to see if we can beat Beer Belly without the missiles at all. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're resetting to the goalie, and we're going to keep playing our game. So this is exactly what we need to see. I'm in the corner. Let's see if we can get something going. I'm hoping the ball at this point gets sent over to me, and it does. I send it to Chef. It's a little too high for Chef. I thought he might be able to get into that ball, but it must have been too high. I was thinking maybe with extra effort he would have got to that, but he didn't. It's all good. I'm going to win that 50 in the dead center of the box, and we're going to go up 2-1 with just a minute and 2 seconds left. The one thing you guys have to realize here is these are best of 1 games right now, or best of 1 series. So all we have to do is win 1 game, and we beat Beer Belly, and we actually take their spot in the winner's bracket. So right now, again, we're playing with low ranks. We're up 2-1 against Beer Belly. It's feeling pretty good. We got 2 goals myself. My defense has been okay, but, we could tighten up on some of these top box passes. So that's exactly what we're trying to do. Thankfully, my teammate does get that one because I missed the extra effort pass. Didn't get any angle on that ball. 40 seconds left. This should be a very easy scenario for us. But the goalie sends it a little bit deep. VX loses the ball, and we instantly are in scramble mode. Again, I'm yelling, get on 5, get on 5. Nobody picks him up, top box. I cannot believe we saved that ball. Thankfully, another scenario comes here just very, very soon where you can see the same thing happen. Here, we send this ball back to keep, I believe, or send it across, and it gets deflected again. So 17 seconds left. Let's do something smart with the ball. We send it over to VX. VX misses the pass to Chef, which is maybe the worst blunder yet because, again, the game's over if we get that pass up to Chef there. Again, I'm calling out dead center, top box. Please help. Nobody's helping. Unfortunately, again, a lot of these guys are not playing under this kind of stress or under these comms. So it does go poorly. It does get tied up. And at this point, I'm a little bit deflated because that game should have been won. And with anybody with, some little bit of competitive experience, or a lot of these players, the competitive experience wouldn't have made some of those errors right there at the end. As I'm calling for the ball. I'm pretty open. Right here, I did not, by the way, call for the ball. That was a wild move. I did not call for the ball there to give that ball up like that. Chef pushes this one out. Unfortunately, this is going to be where things go sideways for us. Comms are a little bit worse from some of the team. We're feeling down about letting them back into the game, I guess. So here we're going to put some pressure, and they actually give the ball over. But I'm trying to get this ball back to the goalie, and we do exactly that. So we do get the pressure off for just a second. But this is where we make another big blunder. And you can tell that these are lower ranked players because of some of the blunders they're making. They look like Rob last weekend in the Aura Farm tournament. And that's exactly what we see here. Is a lot of mistakes coming from people that haven't been in these scenarios very often. And that's all good. And again, this is a pickup team. I was looking to have just fun, and I had exactly that. So let's take a look at how we actually did. So you can see some of the stats here of the game if you want, but I want to talk a little bit about Beer Belly Boys, because last weekend we got 4th. This weekend they lost in winner's bracket round, I believe it was 5, against Decimate Gaming Pro Black, which is a crazy loss considering how well we did in the previous weekend. The only changes were 2 players, me and Rob. So instead of changing the obvious problem, they changed 2 players, which completely changed up the team dynamic, and you could see how it costed them this weekend. It's unfortunate that the Beer Belly Boys did as poorly as they did. I actually was rooting for them. I did want them to do well, believe it or not, but I didn't understand why they would make the change they did. And it still obviously does not make sense after the results this weekend. So after being Ronald_474774 for a full day, I can honestly say I'm glad to be back. And it's graphic. Thank you guys again for tuning in.
We would have had a whole video made about us too. We wouldn't even know.
I went undercover.
Yeah, I was gonna say how I went undercover and beat my old.
Oh, fucking Ronald! That is actually
Yes. No,
insane,
but I
bro.
saw he was using his same skin when he wanted to change it up, like when he wasn't Coach Gabby, and he was just sitting in the corner. I was like, it's gotta be.
That's actually crazy, bro.
Like, what a guy, bro.
Oh, you know he's fuming right now. That's so funny.
Dude,
He's
so
probably still
upset.
making fun of us that we only lost by that they only lost.
And I'll see you guys in the next one.